Well, let's settle this while I'm sitting here with the semblance of a resemblance. What did you actually say? I didn't even understand your sentences while you were spitting it. You were actually, or battling. I didn't even understand actual reality while you were speaking. I never even heard it since that last album you dropped. And that's not even fair because you can't put that against a battle rapper when he's there. Everybody kind of stare and watch him walk out because he's got to be the same Marshall Mathers. Everybody wants to understand what matters because nothing that he said actually. It used to scatter. I thought you spit venom. I don't know. I was spitting with the homeless people while you were being inscripted as the rap god or what you were saying. So, what you're portraying and everything that you're saying or what you're laying down, I don't really understand the sound, but I understand a pronoun. So, I would sit there from a perspective of lay it down. I don't think that was your crown, and anything that you wanted to say now, it's going the way it has to go. And I have to say, was it a slow flow? It wasn't a slow flow. Everything that I would know, I would probably know if I was going toe to toe. I'm not the one to knock you out, bro. There's a lot of other people that want that crown. So you're the rap god. How? Because I saw you falling off a couple albums. Nobody could have caught them or actually had them in their hand when you needed that money to go up. So I think you erupted a little too soon before you started talking tough, kid. Because I know a few that could actually take you. I watched you go down, and every single round before you got through. So who are you gonna talk to? I don't know if you know Gestapo will stomp you. Me, I don't need a few votes. I'm just an amateur on the back ropes. Biblical and everything like that, but I don't want to take it too light. Because if we took it too light, we could see the new fight when Mariah actually told you what's right. And you couldn't even take that light. And you sat there like, I'm in a mic fight. I never saw no controversy, didn't see you actually getting into it or actually stepping into it. Like your personality couldn't shine through it. Like, what were you actually saying this entire time? We watched you rise. White boy can freestyle. I've known a couple in the battle arenas that you used to circle and you could make your way up there until there was Juice. And Juice beat you. And I don't know how it leaked to Dr. Dre, but Dr. Dre found out he had a white boy. So we all kind of know, bruh, your cadence is off. But you're staying this soft. Oh, hating this long? And the music you come up with, nobody even listens to. So, what are you actually getting to? I heard you got another song. It's called God Almighty. I remember rap battling you, and I wasn't telling you that I was talking mightily. It was me and Mary. We're in Portland. I was sitting there in Portland in an apartment. Mary tells me, why don't you battle Eminem? And I said, I'll summon him. I'll start it. So then I started spitting it. Your whole entire life started drifting in a certain different direction. Me, I'm sitting there, put a blade into his midsection. I thought he'd met a retarded kid named Greg. Snatched it off and beat him over the head with a peg. Me, I was wondering, what the fuck did he say? Or did he understand what he said? Because I would take it back and be like, remember this peg leg? Put it right in front of his forehead and be like, I could beat you like one of those clowns from Detroit that you were never close to. Reverberate verbatim everything that they were talking about, because my earthly dad is from 11.5 miles, and something isn't adding up. That's what he said. Or she bled. And then Kim came to my mind, because I love that song. So, why are we going this back forward? Because I didn't listen to the rest of your songs. Watch you go through MGK. I was with this homeless camp. It was funny as shit, the things they had to say. They were like, MGK came at him at this way. I was like, nah, M ate him. His rhyme schemes, everything that he came with. Do you not understand what he was saying with? Everything that he was playing with. He brought it right to his face with. Somebody was sitting there like, if a razor blade came into his hand, he could hate to say things that he had to say, but he was going to cut someday, and everybody understood it was Sunday, but nobody knew how the sun plays. But I'm your daddy. At the same time, he was like, this is gunplay. So he couldn't do anything because he could not be that same son at that same run that he was trying to take him from. And then MGK ends up with this Megan type of, what's her name? Fox or something like that. Now they're both on the runway. So what was he doing to build somebody else's career? Then give it up to him. He held it up. He heard the ear. What was actually going to happen if the spears became clear? I think Marshall would have beat MGK. So what are we talking about here? But I'm sitting here with the tints are clear, and they're not your people anyway, so it's not your concern. But I was sitting there watching a tent burn, help them out, help them learn. But these people that you reached, I sat there and what if it was Normandy at the beach? Or somebody could actually storm inside these reaches. And nobody actually can. So while you actually were listening, I don't think that you actually can. Because you got to know the word and the streets. And now you're copying it and everything. I haven't even heard your album or what it will reach. I heard people from the hood over and over again for 4 years to 4 years to 4 years to 4 years. They respected you. I have heard nobody next to you that could actually respect you, dude. People have different thought processes in the hood. You don't have to listen to me. But what I'm telling you is I could take you in 2 or 3. Freestyle. I haven't even written anything. I've just been drinking a drink. Peter told me one time, why don't you battle Eminem? I said, all right, what's the synonym? Synonym or synonym? Synonym or who the fuck is him? Peter could beat you, but he could beat Proof too. Beat your entire crew. You don't think so? You haven't heard on a spiritual level. So if you were saying, Lord God, and you're on your knees right now, I'm the reason. I haven't even heard the song. Haven't been led to it. Because you have a problem with two different spirits. I heard the half-assed God was this, but God had a plan. I watched you guys go all that way. You and DJ Khaled, and everything that you were doing, I battled it for a second. I sat on the beat, understood it was satanic. Just stepped in the streets for a second, looked around like, what the fuck did you mean? And then came back, had a beer, and that shit wasn't for me. So this other song, why don't you get this shit right? If I put the fucking words in your head, you write. Or did you forget that? Because your whole career was built off of it. Every single thing I gave you, I was writing it through you often. When you were hungry, when you actually could spit something and you weren't softened, you were about what was in front of you to get you off this place called Detroit. Okay. Half my family's from Detroit. Okay. From Pembroke and all kinds of other places. I came down off the airplane when I stayed in that place. So I don't know where you're actually from, but I know where I actually stepped in to the things in Detroit. It was pretty much either you're from the West Coast, you're from California. Okay. Now we're in Detroit, so you can't do the same things. Yeah? So we're going to go to this park right now, but you have to. Everybody was sitting there like I had the fucking Secret Service around me. So I'll give you that. Now, if you want to talk murder rap, that was one half of that. So you might be a little paranoid, boy, and you might need all of your security, which you always need. And no one cares. And here's what actually has made me try and tell you. It probably will go around because no one cares when the tears of a clown go down. So that's you and Mariah Carey at the same time. So whatever you want to say in the same line, I don't know, everybody wants to combine. I never saw any part of your voice that would actually make some type of song I would want to hear over and over again. I heard Eminem's show and you were singing and everything like that. I thought your cadence slowed. From there, I pretty much gave up hope. I didn't think it was that dope. I saw what you were doing and all these people that probably thought you were something that equals somebody that picks up a ruler or some type of pencil and wrote down what they thought they would ever conjure inside of their mind based on their ability, what they could actually see as soap, clean themselves up so they could be a stand with you. To me, I had this girl from LA. And she used to tell me, hey, I love Eminem. I was like, do you really? I saw him in Cali Kings. I saw him in all these freestyle battlings. I actually studied the dude, but you love him? Yeah, I love him. You hear his next album? Let's listen to it together. We sat down with Heineken's. No, don't really like it, but the shit's horrible. Not one song that I like. And I sat there with the album, right? Do you need some light? Maybe you need some light. Or somebody to tell you that shit wasn't tight. And then from there, I haven't listened to it. So, next time, I can tell that it's not flowing through you. I went to I had to start it with Nirvana. Nobody could tell me that was on it. Type of lay. I was sitting there in the sauna. What's the boy gonna do? Give me a call in. What's gonna happen? I'm attacked like a piranha. I need something to get me out of. Some type of verbal wordplay or chorus or oh, there's Rihanna. She comes through with the chorus. They used to hold you up. It was for us. Heard that song. Everybody couldn't even cry. 'Cause I love the lay. Look to me like, are you gonna die? Well, there's something I can rely. If it's Eminem, well, we can't reply. We love the way you lie. And then that held you on the whole song. We was getting on. I sat there like, someday I'll actually get on this song. Didn't know it at the time though. So sometimes you need to time slow where your rhymes go. But hey, who's to say? When I was in the trailer parks that you talked about, they talked about you a lot. I thought it was a parking lot. Funny to me how it's gonna spit. Money from me is running from me. Who gives a shit, right? I always thought you needed a friend. Somebody would tell you again and again. If you're dope, then you're dope. And you fell off. If I fell off, then I'd want somebody to tell me off. Believe me, I go through the same thought processes. This person that's talking to me is there in my conscious with what I was actually saying. I listen. I think that's probably the problem that MGK wasn't getting, but you always knew it was hidden. And who's gonna be bigger? You, of course, you're building your legacy. and all these kids keep following you instead of me, well, that's a problem. Because, well, I'm that Godwin you were praying to. I'm actually God then. So I can say a thing or two, or slay you with something you could not portray quick. So I think I got mocked when you called yourself a rap Godwin. So there's a few things. Could I beat you in a freestyle sting? I'm pretty sure I could start carving before you started talking. Now, to bring it to a track for Peter, I'll do that. So, it's not based on record sales or anything, it's based on skills. Or am I trying to get your famous name to give me some lift? Nah, we can do it underground, old school. Same rules. Because you know how I'm feeling about these boys. Come flip the coin, bitch. Come get destroyed. So, to me, it's like, up to you.